Good evening, Magic Valley. I'm Michael Montanus.
And I'm Molly Malone, reporting to you from Twin Falls, Idaho.
And this is KMCK Nightly News. From Twin Falls, Idaho, with your hosts, Michael Montanus, Molly Malone, Caitlin Jacobson, and Kennedy Sandow. Tonight we're going to be taking a local view at the global issue of mental health awareness as we head on over to Twin Falls High School to interview senior Catherine Clark. For Catherine's senior project, she put on a Mental Health Awareness Week in order to shed light on the various mental illnesses that plague teenagers and adults everywhere.
Social media and social influence causes many cases of mental illnesses to go undiagnosed. In fact, only 20% of those living with a mental illness seek treatment. Catherine Clark put on a community service project with her local BPA chapter, sending out surveys, posters, and overall awareness on the issue of mental health. She collaborated with the Bruin newspaper and staff photographer Clara Reed to create pictures symbolizing what it feels like to live with a mental illness.
From Twin Falls High School, Kennedy Sandow reports.
Thanks, Michael. I'm here at Twin Falls High School to get the scoop on how the local Business Professionals of America chapter took part in helping out fellow member Catherine Clark's senior project to promote mental health awareness.
So the purpose of Mental Health Awareness Week was to bring focus to the issue among teens in modern society of mental illness and the perpetuation of ignorant stereotypes and hateful shaming of those who are a victim of mental illness. There's just a lot of misunderstanding about what mental illness is and what it looks like and how it can be treated and why it should be treated. About 2/3 of all those who suffer from mental illness never seek treatment because they're taught that it isn't valid, that it's all in their head, which it is, but that doesn't mean it isn't real. And so all I wanted to do was open the conversation for our students at our high school to start talking about mental illness and to get a better understanding of what mental health really looks like and what they need to do to improve their own mental health. Overall, there was a lot of positive feedback from this project, and I was so glad to see the way it affected so many people. I had a lot of kids come up to me, both when I was in the hallways and when I was on my own, and just thank me for opening the conversation, which was really good to hear because I know how much I struggled when I didn't know how to talk about mental illness.
In our next story, we'll get insight from local business owner Jared Johnson, manager of the Orpheum Theater in downtown Twin Falls, and his experience of rebuilding a business from the ground up and the impact this iconic arts venue has had on the Magic Valley.
Thank you, Molly. I'm here in historic downtown Twin Falls at the Orpheum Theater to interview local entrepreneur Jared Johnson and see his small business tactics in action. Running a small business, what kind of obstacles and challenges do you face maybe daily and also on a larger scale?
We have to stock and maintain a full concession stand. Maintenance of all of our equipment is another thing that is a big deal. As you can see, we have a wide variety of lights here that we have to check up on continuously. We have a sound system, probably one of the best in the valley. I'm willing to say the best in the valley. That is, it's huge, and we do have to keep an eye on it and what we can do. Varying soundboards, light boards, spotlights, stage lights. Maintenance and upkeep it's a big part of what we do here as well, and that's a constant sort of thing. Every business has its own things that it has to go through in order to run effectively, and a theater is just one type of business.
Well, what advice would you give aspiring students who express interests in entrepreneurship and business?
So my big thing is that whatever you're doing, make sure that it's something that people really want, and make sure it's something that they can get invested in. It can be the most wonderful thing in the world that you want to provide to people, but if people don't want it, then they don't want it. And that sets anyone up for failure.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight, folks.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear about the dress code policy debate in our local school district.
This is KMCK Nightly News, signing off.
Thank you and good night.